This is Cindy here on my patio again in Idaho. It is probably around 6:30 at night, and can you hear the birds? Or I think that's a squirrel. And my husband has the sprinklers going on in the front, and it's probably 80-ish degrees, really nice. You can tell we have like a slight breeze. It's just beautiful. So tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about me deciding to go vegan. Now my husband, he said tonight, what's your video going to be about? And I said, about me going vegan. And he sort of laughed and said, well, didn't you just start that? And I have, but it's been a couple weeks. So I'm going to share my experience so far. Many of you know that I decided to go vegan after I watched that documentary on Netflix called What the Health. And then I think it was, I don't know if it was October Baby, but one of the viewers mentioned something about another, it's called the world's greatest speech, or the greatest speech ever given, something like that. And it's on YouTube. You can just type in what I said, the world's greatest speech. And I forget the gentleman's name that does it, but he is an advocate for going vegan. And he also provides wonderful information, great facts to back up his statements, and pictures and things like that. So I think not only was it, well, the documentary I mostly paid attention to was What the Health. Now, I've watched Forks Over Knives. I've watched that one documentary where the gentleman eats nothing but McDonald's for like 30 days or whatever. And I mean, I've always known about vegetarians or vegans, but I never really paid that much attention because I didn't eat that much meat. I didn't eat that much meat to begin with, and the little bit of meat that I did eat, I wanted to eat, like taco meat or meat and spaghetti. I loved sausage. I love pork chops, the other white meat. I love a barbecued chicken breast. And so the meat that I did eat, I did enjoy. I've never been a real fish eater. And the story behind that is that when I was in college, one of my jobs was a waitress. And the places where I worked offered one employee meal. So like when it was my time to go to work, I would clock in, or actually I would go early before I clocked in, and the employee meal was always the fish. And so I ate so much fish when I was in college that I was sick of fish. And to this day, I still think of it as the employee meal. So I'm not a real fish eater. Plus, I don't like just the look of lobster, crab, shrimp. I think shrimp really is the cockroach of the sea. If you look at shrimp or crawdads, they're cockroaches. And so I decided I didn't like eating that. And so I've never been a big fish eater. But, like I said, I did like certain meats. Okay, so I saw this. I have friends that are vegans, and, when we would go out to lunch or whatever, they never made a big deal out of it, but they would order, whatever they would order. So this has been my experience in the last few weeks. Number one, I've been hungry. And in the morning, I eat. I'm normally not a breakfast eater, but because I'm hungry, in the morning I have like a bowl of, I've been eating grape nut flakes. And almond milk. And so I love that, and that tastes good to me, and it really fills me up. And if it doesn't, I have a little more. And then I've been eating a lot of, I want to say a lot of salads, but when I have gone out to grab a bite to eat, I have had, and I'm going to show you some pictures of some of the things I've eaten. I've had this great kale and beet salad. And then when I went to Starbucks the other day after church, I think, and I was hungry, and I had some errands to run. So I stopped at Starbucks and had a cup of coffee, and I got their oatmeal. And their oatmeal comes with a package of dried fruit and nuts and brown sugar. So, you know, what could be better than that? So I had that. And then I've been eating Boca burgers with like sliced tomatoes and lettuce, no bun yet. And last night I went out to dinner with a group of gals, and I had everybody ordered one of those individual pizzas. So I ordered mine with no cheese and olives and artichokes and I think bell peppers and what other, I could have had mushrooms, but I'm not a real mushroom girl. So, and it was fine. It wasn't as yummy. We were kind of sharing each other's pizzas. It was not as yummy as everybody else's pizza. And people were like, ooh, you know, I like your pizza better than Cindy's. But I said, well, mine doesn't have cheese. It's just the artichoke hearts and the veggies. Then now that my best thing to date that I've done is I went to the store and I bought this beautiful sourdough baguette, and I bought 2 really beautiful avocados, tomatoes, beautiful lettuce, dark greens, hummus, and what else is on there? Cucumbers and Italian dressing. So for yesterday and today, I've made sandwiches out of that baguette where I cut a piece off, and I kind of pulled out a lot of the bread, and so where the little trough was where I had pulled out a lot of the bread, I dribbled some of the Italian dressing. Then I added my tomatoes, my cucumbers, my avocado and lettuce on the top. And the bread was so yummy, and I had a Diet Coke with it, and it was absolutely delicious. And I even had the same thing for dinner because it was so good. And then I wrapped up the baguette really tightly in plastic and everything, because you know how those baguettes get dry so fast. And so today I have also had the same thing. I slept in really late today, and so by the time I woke up and, you know, had my coffee or whatever, so far that's what I've eaten today, is my baguette with my cucumber. Actually, I've also added some shredded carrots. So it's like a total vegetarian sandwich, and it's delicious. Now tonight, my husband barbecued chicken, made some broccoli, and then I made a salad. Excuse me. And it's one of those packaged salads. I just opened it up, but I added some of my cucumber, my carrots, my and some celery. And so I'll have that tonight. I might have a piece of that baguette with it. And then for snacks, I'm having rice cakes and hummus. And I'm eating a lot of celery, cucumber slices that I'm dipping in hummus and, you know, crunching on and putting salt on. So, and I'm also eating popcorn. You know, they have that light popcorn that I like. It's like 35 calories a cup. So, of course, I indulge in that. But I'm having baked potatoes. The other night we went to dinner. Where was I? And I had a baked potato and a dinner salad. And I poured, they had like a balsamic salad dressing, and I asked for some of that for my potato, and I put it on my salad, and it was delicious. So I have to say, I'm I'm not really missing meat. Oh, another meal that I have planned for myself, I'm gonna make bean. I got a can of those traditional refried Rosarito refried beans, and I bought some Mexican rice. It's already made. It just says microwave, and I bought some tortillas, and I've got the lettuce. I bought some. I think I bought some salsa, and I'm gonna make like burritos, bean rice lettuce burritos, and that sounded good to me. I also bought another package of Boca Burgers, and I bought this, I think it's an Amy's brand, and it's a vegetarian lasagna, and it's just enough, for one person, so that like if my husband is having his venison or chicken or something, I can have the Boca Burger, or I can heat up the venison. I can heat up the lasagna in the microwave. So far so good. I can't really. The other day after church, I had a bunch of errands to run. And I was hungry after church because it was like 11:30ish, almost 12. And so I went to this little restaurant, a little bakery restaurant, and I ordered, thinking they would have really good bread, and I ordered a sandwich. It was a vegetarian sandwich. It really wasn't good. That's what gave me the idea that when I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna get stuff for my sandwich and make it really good. So I want to try getting some of that veganaise. I can't find it, but I know it's out there somewhere. And if I want a cocktail, I'm still having a glass of wine or scotch and water, and I consider that to be fine. That's what I've been eating so far. So far, so okay. So far, so pretty good. And I'm I'm just, a couple weeks into my journey, but every time I think about eating, if I'm at the grocery store or I look at the a menu and I think, ooh, like the other day I saw, oh, it was after bridge. We all went out for happy hour, but had dinner. And one of the gentlemen ordered ribs. And oh, I love barbecued ribs. But I thought, nope, I just visualize what I saw in that video. And I thought, I just can't do it. And even cheese and things like that, I visualize what that video taught me. And I think, I can't do it. But I'm not pushing it on anyone. And I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be talking about it other than, if I order and somebody says something, then, I'll be like, yeah, I'm a vegan. One of my friend did say to me yesterday, now, what is that exactly does that mean? And I said, this just sounds terrible. But I said, it means that I don't eat any flesh or flesh byproducts, meaning eggs, butter, yogurt, cottage cheese, all that stuff. And so she was like, oh, and that was it. I don't want to go into it with people. So, because it just sounds so yucky, but unless, it's a personal decision. And so I would say, once again, excuse me, I after seeing that video, I just realized I couldn't eat animals anymore. So anyway, I've had a few of you ask me to talk about my vegan journey so far. So I hope this answers some questions, and I'll keep you informed along the way. I will add I just have a few pictures of things that I've eaten so far. But when you see them, you'll think, oh, well, that looks pretty good. So this is Cindy signing off, and until our next conversation, bye-bye.